Hi there everybody, and welcome to another video. On today's video I have the VR6 here, this VW Golf with the VR6 engine. This is a 1993 model. I'm gonna be changing the air filter and the V-belt. So I've got my air filter here and I've got a V-belt here. But saying that, I may not have any of the two correct V-belts. So anyway, I'm gonna show you how you can remove it, and in any case replace it if you have the correct parts. I just noticed that I may not have the correct V-belt. So anyway, to get to the air filter, what I've done is I just undone this clip here. These clips are very easy to undo. You just flick them up and then this little clamp comes out. I've already separated this so I can show you with one hand. There is one clip there and another one just here, and also there's these clips here. You also need to pull them up and then they become loose, one there and one on that end. Once you undo that, I've also loosened the clamp here in order to get these holes out of here, so I can pull it out of here, and that gives me a bit more room, if that makes sense. And then we can wiggle this cover out of here like so. There's nothing to it, and that's where your air filter is. So you can then go ahead, remove the filter, and obviously get your new filter in. However, and obviously, well, clean the box here. But in order to remove and change the V-belt, we want to get this little box out as well. So what I've done is I slided this connection out of there. So that little bit of rubber there is just gone in there, goes in there. So if you slide it out, then you have two rubber bands. These little rubber bands that are on the side here, so they sort of hook onto on those two wheels there. Like, they look like wheels. They sort of, the rubber bands just keep this in place. So easy enough, you just pull the rubber band and take it out. There's one there, and then there's another one just on the side at a bit of an angle. After that, you can pull this up and slide it out like this. So this is where the rubber band hooks onto, there and here. Again, you'll see those and it's easy enough. I don't know why there's a hole in there. This has been cut out, whether it's part of the modifications they did to this car, I don't really know, because the headlights are slightly different to the original ones. So whether they had to cut that out, I'm not sure, but I would expect a hose or something to be connected there, because that's the intake and there's no intake here. Now the next step would be to remove our belt, and for that you need a bolt that looks like, that is basically like this bolt here, and it screws onto that there, which then you screw it on and it pushes the tensioner down, and as it pushes it down, it releases the tension of the belt. I've already done that. Now you can look for this bolt online. Basically, I typed VW VR6 tensioner bolt, and I had bolts coming up on Google. So that is easy enough. You can find a bolt. I actually just found a bolt, any bolt lying around. There's so many bolts in this place, and I found one that fitted. I've already screwed it on. So with a 14mm socket, I just screw that on like so, and that releases the tension on that belt. You can then go ahead and remove the belt like so, and I would suggest making a drawing of this belt, and also it will probably be a bit of a pain in the ass taking it out, because the space here isn't really fantastic, but you can obviously bend the belt and so on and manipulate it a little bit to get to be able to remove it. It shouldn't be the end of the world, but I'm sure it'll be a bit fiddly. Okay, there we go, that came out. I've already done a drawing, by the way, so that way I know how this goes back in. But the reason I was saying I got the wrong belt is because this is a two-sided ribbed belt, and the ones I've got from my supplier are not. And you can see the cracking on this belt. It's got cracks everywhere. This car hasn't really been running for the past 15 years. It's just been sitting there, so this would be dry and whatnot, and one reason to change it. So I'm gonna get this out, and I'm gonna have to order another one, but that's basically it. It's not really that difficult. Well, anyway, I'll get it out, and if I face any difficulties, I'll let you know. Right, I managed to remove the belt from the wheels at the top, but we need to get it from the bottom as well. And in order to do that, we need a little bit of access. So it'll be a good idea to remove this cover. It's held in by just some spring type of retaining clips. Okay. So the way I'm going to remove that, there is one of those in there and another one at the back. I've already pulled that one out, and I'm just basically putting that behind and pulling that out. And that is going to help a lot with the removal of this belt, because you can see the gap. The gap here is quite thin for getting this belt out. There we are. Okay. And even this bit here, where the sump, it's sort of halfway into this pulley. So you definitely need to get this cover out in order to, and we could potentially just remove that cover all the way, because I'm gonna have to get a new one of these to refit it. So it's not the end of the world. I did jack the car up a little bit, the front, in order to get better access here. But yes, you can. I didn't remove the wheel either, but you could, if you jack up the car and you put it on axle stance, you could remove the wheel and then remove that cover. It's either way. But I got a ramp, so the ramp sort of locks into position